Today's Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I'd like to welcome you out to the shed of many names where it's been a week and the pineapple wine has finished its first ferment. There's just barely any bubbles because let me tell you, the first few days it was rolling and bubbling and brewing like no tomorrow, which is good. Now, my setup for tonight, I'm using what I have. If you're a winemaker, do it your way. If you're like me, you do with what you have. Now, I have a strainer because I'm going to have to strain the fermented fruit out and the first fermented of wine into here. I have 2 glass jugs with airlocks, and I have the water in them already. Now, I have 4 glass jugs, but you know what? I run off and left the bungs, which are the rubber seals, at the house. So you know what? I'm going to use what I have. I have these. So I'm going to ferment. If what I get out of the jug is more than what those 2 jugs can handle, I'll have these to roll over into, and I have more that are clean and ready to go. Now in this pot, I have some, if my wine is not sweet enough now you have to remember it's going to continue to get sweeter as it does the next few ferments. So I'm going to strain out a bunch of it. I'm going to test it first, and if it's not sweet enough for me, this is called back sweetener. Now what it is a 1 cup of sugar to 1 cup of water ratio. Now you want to use filtered or let's see, filtered, which I'm using my Berkey water, distilled water. Well, water is fine as long as you know that it doesn't have any chlorine or fluoride in it, but you do not want to use tap water at all. So I have it covered because believe me, no matter where you go, there's going to be gnats and they're waiting on me. They're flying all around. And I had to take my airlock out of the lid of the bucket to go into one of my jugs because like I said, I just walked off and left them at the house. But you know what? It's going to work out and it's going to be fine. And you're going to need a bowl to put the fermented fruit in because it's done its job. You can't do anything more with it. And it's going to go into the compost pile. Yes, you can add it to your compost pile. It's perfectly fine. And I have a shot glass to test the wine to see how sweet it is. And I'm using a bigger measuring cup so I can scoop it out. Some people don't do this method. That's fine. You know what? I do it because I want to get the job done. So I'm going to pause the camera. I'm going to move the back sweetener and these 2 jars because I don't need them up here at the moment. And then we're going to get busy. I'll bring you right back. Okay, I got everything moved around so I can work. And above all else, make sure everything is clean and sanitized. The jugs you're going to be using, the pitcher I'm using, everything has been cleaned and sanitized. Now, I will warn you now, be on the lookout, because I'm telling you, gnats are going to go crazy. Ants have tried to go crazy, and because they're going to go wild when this opens up, because they're going to smell it. Just keep your eyes out. And I have a weight on top of the bucket so that that hole stays closed. Oh, that smells so good. Let me tell you, you can smell the alcohol content in this. Ooh, this is gonna be good. Go on. Go on, Nat. Not yours, it's mine. And see, the reason why I use the bowl and have it away from where I'm working, they'll go to the bowl. I don't care if they get in the pineapple pieces. I'm fine with that. It distracts them. As long as they stay away from here, I'm good. Believe me, they're going to try to fight you over it. Of course, you're going to make a mess. It never fails. But I notice the gnats are now going to the bowl, which is fine with me. They can just get as happy as they want to. Oh, this smells so good. And now, I'm going to take a little taste. And see. Smells good. Oh yeah, that's going to have to be back sweetened. Whew. But let me tell you, you can taste that alcohol already. Now, I do know it's going to get sweeter as it sits and brews. And because there's still active yeast in here, it'll go to brewing again once I add this sugar. So I'll bring you right back. Now, of course, I want it a whole lot sweeter than what it is. I'm going to put about 2 cups. And believe me, this is some strong, it's basically simple syrup. Let's see if I can get my paper towel. And of course, I usually have a funnel, but not this time. And like I said before, I don't like any sour, bitter wine. And you're going to want to keep your lid on your sugar water because the gnats like that as well. But they seem to all be happy with the fruit offering, and they can stay there. Now I put 2 cups, as you can see in there, of the back sweetener, and I'm going to put this into the jug. It's already a very pretty color. Okay, I'm going to strain some more, and you're going to want to put your air, well, first you want to wipe off the rim real good. Add your airlock in. Don't put it down too snug, but just enough to keep gnats out. And I'm going to fill it up to about right here, so I don't have a whole lot more to go. Let me tell you, that jug's heavy. Go on that. Man, they're just trying to party everywhere. Oh yeah, they're all occupied now. Okay. And this way you can see. And I'm going to fill it to right here at the base of the neck. I'm going to put my airlock in real good and snug. You want to make sure that no gnats can get through here. Now, this is a 3-piece airlock. Yes, I called them bubblers last time. They're called bubblers, airlocks, so on. I like the 3-piece better because you got to make sure that you have your water filled up to the fill line. This is another piece inside. It allows the gases to escape out from the bottom inside, and they bubble out the side. Now the top does have holes in it. Gnats can get through here, but they cannot go down through the water to get into your wine. Just keep an eye on your water level. Don't let it evaporate out. And if too many gnats happen to get in there, just take your bubbler, your airlock out of the bung. These are called bungs. Clean it out real good. And then fill it up with more water and put it back in. Now, since I have back sweetened this, do not worry one bit if this gets really active, because it's probably going to, because all that yeast is not dead yet. And of course, as it ferments some more, it's going to start clearing up even more each time. I'm going to get that one ready. First, let's back sweeten it, because I already know it's going to need it. Stay. And now these are 1-gallon jugs. I would love to have big carboys, but I do not have them. You use what you have. There's 1 cup. Okay. And you want to wipe around your rim and put the bung in. See, this is the bung. It's the rubber gasket that goes in. Just gently in there. You want to make sure it's snug enough that gnats can't get into it. Set that aside. And then I'm I'm going to go to straining some more wine. Wine, oh how fine. Oh no, well, I'll be getting that out here soon. The weight fell in, which it's clean, so it's not going to hurt a single thing. I was using it to weight down the paper towels. Now later on when I get a chance, not tonight, but in a week or so, I'll show y'all some other wine making techniques. I'm going to pause the video here because you've seen me strain that one out, and I'll bring you back here in a bit. Okay, I am finally done getting all of the usable liquid out. That's what I have left, and that's the lees and the bottom. You want to leave that. Now, this was what come out of the bowl. Now remember, in the bowl there's going to be some juice as well. Wine. The first proofing, make sure you pour that into your pitcher or whatever you're going to use to pour with. But this is what's left. So I said there was a little over about half the 5-gallon bucket of pineapple. Now, of course, this is darker. I had to, because the pineapple broke down so well that the pulp broke into little pieces, and as I got closer to the bottom of the bucket, now you want to leave at least an inch, depends on how deep the lees is, which is spent yeast. You don't want to get much of that up. So since it was a lot of pineapple fibers from it breaking down, I did have to break out my funnel and my strainer to get most of the pineapple fiber out. Now of course it's going to look darker and milkier, but as it ferments more, all of that's going to break down and settle at the bottom. So now, since I'm having to use 1/2 gallon jars because I forgot my other setup, I put 2 cups of the back sweetener in the gallon jug. Since this is a 1/2 gallon, I put a cup in here. And of course, you want to make sure that your airlock has water in it, because believe me, these gnats are just having themselves a field day trying to get to the wine. And I'm going to fill it up to right where the neck of the jar starts. Because I know it's going to start fermenting again, so it'll have room. You want to make sure that your airlocks are level. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Make sure your lid's on good and tight, and that your airlock, your gaskets are down. Excuse me, and your airlocks are straight. I'll add just a little bit more to this one. Just because I don't like to waste. Okay, that's as far as I'm going with that. Excuse me. Of course, this isn't enough to worry about, so I'm going to put that, unfortunately, back in the bucket, and it'll go in the compost pile. Well, out of that 5-gallon bucket, I'm going to end up with 3 gallons of pineapple wine, y'all. Look at that. Now, of course, as this starts to ferment again, which it's going to, it'll clear up. Sorry, y'all. I gotta get a rag. Of course, as it ferments more, the sediment that's floating around, which is not much of it, it's going to sink down to the bottom, and it's going to clear up and become some beautiful, beautiful homemade wine. Now, I will bring you back when I decide to bottle it up. It's going to take a while because I want them to sit for a while. And I will give y'all another video when I get ready to bottle this up and let it really, really sit and age. And I have been noticing that it is already starting to ferment again, which is good because it means I still had more yeast alive in there, and it's going to make it even better wine. Simple, easy, you can do this. And like I said, the first fermentation in the bucket was done. It was done in about 5 days, but I let it sit for a week. I let it sit for 7 days. And here we go on round 2. You can do it. You just got to believe in yourself and have the ingredients. I hope this video encourages you to make your own pineapple wine. And I'm looking forward to making other wine videos as time goes along, as it permits. And like I said, just make sure that your airlocks, that the water level stays where it's supposed to. And of course now, gnats will crawl through the breathe holes at the top, but they won't get into your wine. If too many gnats get in your airlock, clean it out. You'll have to pull you don't have to pull the bung, but you do need to pull the airlock out. Wash it out really good, fill the water back up to the line, and put it back on. But please make sure you cover these holes. And if possible, hopefully, you won't have to undo them and the gnats will leave your wine alone, because believe me, these things are ferocious. But I look forward to seeing you in my next video. I hope you've enjoyed this little journey. We only have one more section of this to go at a later date, because I'm going to let this age and do its work. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Everyone, keep stocking those pantries. Wine's a good trade item. Also medicinal as well. Do not forget that. Homemade wine is better for you than big batch wines. Simple, easy. You can do it. Believe in yourself, everyone. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and may you each be blessed. Y'all take care.